Okay, Pisces, we're going to be doing your reading for right now. So, all right, let's see. Pisces, let's see what is going on for you guys. Pisces, this is timeless, by the way. All right. Pisces. All right, Pisces. Reverse Page of Cups. All right, so let's see. You guys have the Sun card. I'm actually getting that as like extreme synchronicities, okay? That kind of thing. Or possibly maybe like hurt feelings. So let's see. Maybe not hurt feelings. I think this is extreme synchronicity, but maybe not trusting your intuition on it. So you guys have the Sun card, and this is showing up for your energy for the week. I think there's something that's been revealed to you in some sense, okay? That kind of thing. I really do understand that. I also feel like Pisces, maybe there's something that's just like making you happy, okay? Or giving you like a feeling of like life sources, something like that, all right? That might be something that you are just kind of feeling this week, or in the energy of something like that, okay? Maybe even like spreading joy in some sense. That'd be great. So you guys have the Six of Swords, and this is showing up for how you guys are feeling. You know what, I got to tell you, Pisces, I do think there's something that you are in the energy of like revealing something, okay? Like shedding light on something, that kind of situation. Whatever this is, I think that it's actually bringing you a sense of happiness, or maybe you're aware it's going to make somebody else happy, that kind of stuff, okay? I get a good amount of positivity here, so that's awesome. So Six of Swords, and this is showing up in the air of your feelings. I do think that you're feeling like something is going to get better, something is going to be easier, that kind of stuff. You might even be feeling the sense of somebody who is guiding you through a process, okay? That kind of stuff. I'm getting like extreme warmth with this. Obviously it is the Sun card, but I'm getting that as like something giving you almost strength, or giving you like, again, like a source of like looking up, like looking up. That's what I want to say, is like looking up something regarding that. I don't mean that looking up like, oh, I need to check this, I'm going to look it up. I mean like something to look forward to, or something that is like, I want to say like profound, or something like that, all right? And I do feel like there's a sense of you guys either feeling like, for some of you guys, this is not going to be for everybody, but I'm understanding somebody who, like, you know, on an iPad you have to put something sometimes on guided, whatever the heck it's called, that, I don't know, something like that, guided access. I don't know if that's what it's called, but so that you can't like get out of the particular screen that you're on. I don't know, maybe you're feeling like I need to stay on this particular screen, or or something like that. But I do really understand something about feeling like I'm being moved by something. There might be something that is like really, I'm getting chills, so it might be something that's like really spiritual, or something that again is just bringing you like a source of joy, something regarding that. Maybe your children, maybe there's again something here, but I feel like you're feeling like you're being guided through something. It's like, this is going to get better, this is going to get better. That's amazing. I feel like there is somebody really like rooting for you, or somebody who's like there's a strong connection here. So in your environment, you guys have the Six of Pentacles. I think this is reciprocity. I think that you are, you know, receiving whatever it is that, like, whatever you've kind of put out. I feel like there is an energy of either somebody who is reciprocating, that kind of stuff, okay? That's what I'm understanding. There's also like intention, all right? There's, you know, this is either a person who's like really intentional about what it is that they're maybe giving into, or maybe there's even somebody around you who's just being friggin' generous, all right? That kind of stuff. You know, this might be you guys being like, I'm going to be super generous to this situation, and I'm not really expecting anything in return. I just want to like make somebody else have like an easier time, you know, that kind of stuff. That could certainly be part of whatever this is. So that's really nice. That's actually like really great. There's really positive energy. Yay. All right. So you guys have the Death card, and this is showing up as your challenge. So all right, I wonder if there's maybe a challenge in like accepting something here, okay? That kind of stuff. Or maybe this is, you're still in between something here. There might be something that's not particularly closed out yet, that kind of stuff, all right? Certainly could be. Maybe there's a challenge in just transitions in general, transitioning through something. For some of you guys, maybe this is like the planetary alignments or planetary transitions, maybe there's something there. But I also understand this as, again, maybe really kind of focusing on, again, maybe a child or something here, that maybe you had just recently seen, or whatever the heck it is, or witnessed, whatever it is. And I do think the challenge is like, again, transitioning through something. There's something about that, okay? Scorpio just got a reading, and one of their oracle cards was like connecting over with past or past loved ones. So I'm a little bit understanding that for some of you guys here, or maybe Scorpio is in your chart in some sense, okay, that kind of stuff. Maybe some of you guys are having a hard time connecting over in some sense, but I feel like there's almost like the challenge in either like waiting for something to fully transition or something like that, okay, that kind of stuff. All right. Okay, so you guys have the reverse 10 of Pentacles, and this is showing up for your opportunity. So again, if there is somebody that maybe is like missing from a particular, a family or whatever it is, maybe even a workplace environment, that kind of stuff, you might have an opportunity in that way, okay? That kind of stuff. For some of you guys you're giving something away, and by that I mean really like taking care of somebody else, like Six of Pentacles and this reverse 10 of Pentacles. This to me feels like there's maybe somebody around you. Maybe they're receiving something, or I don't know, something like that. Or maybe you are the one who's kind of like donating something, giving something to somebody, whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. Doesn't mean that you have to, tell everybody about it, or that you even are doing that kind of stuff. But how interesting this is like, this feels like, okay, a loss of like finances, but this is showing up as your opportunity. So if you're in the energy of just wanting to friggin' spread joy or whatever the heck it is, I absolutely feel like that's definitely in line here, okay? That kind of situation, that type of stuff. You might be like, you know what, I am comfortable, I have all the stuff that I need. Maybe your opportunity is to let go of some of that and like, again, kind of like make somebody else have like an easier time or whatever the heck it is here. There also is really something about, for some of you guys, waiting for a period of transition, waiting for something to kind of like depart, that kind of stuff, or you're feeling maybe something kind of like slowly being released here, okay, something regarding that. So let's see what else. You have wisdom. That's pretty cool. So wisdom, this is showing up for your challenge. And then you have, oh my God, this is awesome. Okay, then you have psychic strength, shield, talismans, and gold light. And this is showing up for your opportunity. So look how cool this is. This says talismans on it. And then look, this deck here, I'm using the Talisman Oracle, okay? Freaking love this deck. And then this is the Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards, but it says Talisman on it. So it's like I'm using the Talisman deck, but the other deck is the one that has like Talisman written on it. I'm telling you, this has been happening so often with this set. The challenge is bleeding into the opportunity. So, all right, let's clarify your reading. I love this. Psychic protection or psychic strength. Maybe some of you guys have an heirloom, okay? An heirloom you can use. Whoa, hold on. Heirloom might be, because I want to say tomatoes, that might be like really synchronicity for like somebody, you know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things like if it hits you in a certain way, that's what it is. I don't know, that's hard to explain, but all right. So let's see, Pisces, let's see what's going on. I think you have something from somebody here that is acting as like a good luck charm, or again, something from like a family heirloom, or you know what I'm saying, that type of thing. I feel very strongly that that you have an opportunity in that way, okay, that kind of stuff. You know what it is? It might even be that you're like, again, maybe getting like a psychic reading done or something like that. Maybe you're bringing like a trigger item, or something that it's like, oh, can you kind of like I'm bringing this because I want this to kind of like trigger a connection of some sort, that kind of stuff. That could maybe also be an opportunity, or it could be totally personal. You could be like, you know what, I'm wearing this because it makes me feel like it's bringing me luck or protection, or whatever the heck it is. All right, that kind of stuff. We were saying something about like intentionality, so I think that very much like rings true. So maybe it's a ring. Maybe you guys have a ring. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's see. You guys have the Sun card, and then you have it with the Knight of Swords here. I feel like there's something you're trying to like kind of convey quickly or shed light on something and kind of do it in like a quick way, that kind of situation. All right, certainly could be. Maybe you have something that you really, again, want to bring a certain I really feel like you're looking for a connection of some sort, or looking for like some communication, that kind of stuff. All right, I really do think so. I really do feel that, and it feels like it's like good, like whatever this, it just feels like there's positive energy attached to whatever this is, that kind of stuff. All right, maybe for some of you guys, you're like, you know what, I'm going to explain this thing, but maybe there's like, but you're like, I'm not going to be super pushy about it. I'm going to reveal this thing, but I'm not going to be super pushy about it, or I'm not going to, I don't know, something. Again, I can't stress it enough. It feels so positive. There might be something that maybe was like, I want to say like a life transforming situation or something. Maybe you're in the energy of wanting to kind of like explain that or share that information with somebody, that kind of stuff. All right, so let's see, but it doesn't feel like pushy. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel like you have to believe me, or this, you have to do this. It doesn't feel that way. So, all right. For the air of your feelings, you guys have the Six of Swords, and then you have it with the reverse Empress. So yeah, for some of you guys, there is something that I do think that you're feeling, maybe the transition of something, or that something is like moving on in one way, or somebody is departing from something, or that kind of situation. All right, you might be feeling like, okay, now it's my turn to kind of take care of this thing, or whatever the heck it is. All right, possibly doing something. There might be a strong feeling of like a fatherly figure or something like that, okay? And you might be feeling that in some sense, okay? You might also be feeling maybe a pull away from a particular caregiver or something, okay? Something like that. I also think that you might be feeling like, you know what, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I have more to give, or I have like a lot to give, whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be finances, whatever it is that like you feel like I have like an abundance of whatever this is. You might be feeling like, you know what, I want to make it easier for somebody who doesn't have that, or for somebody who doesn't have like, I don't know, somebody to maybe help out taking care of something, or whatever it is, okay? Maybe this is like a single mom, single dad, single guardian, whatever the heck it is, something like that. That might be something that you're just feeling like compelled to do that, okay? That kind of stuff. All right. I also want to say the word like suggestive, but I don't really know what's up with that. Like maybe like suggesting something, but not like forcing it. I don't know. That's what it feels like. So in your environment, you guys have the Six of Pentacles, and you have it with the Ten of Swords. Maybe there's somebody around you who's being overly generous with something, okay? Or there's possibly a situation where, again, somebody might just, I'm like, why does this feel confusing? It feels very face value, but I wonder if somebody is like trying to like, be like, well, there's a deeper meaning, but I don't mean that in a spiritual way. I mean like in a way that's like, I don't know, interesting. So I don't know. Okay, so I'm getting slammed with like a different storyline too, okay? Something about maybe taking care of somebody or something, or I don't know, maybe helping out in finances in some sense, or backing away from that in some capacity. I don't know if that's going to be for everybody, but I did just like kind of get that as well. So could be that in your environment, again, it could be that there's some that you're just like, dude, I'm contributing to this thing, and like that's final, that kind of thing, all right? Or again, there's maybe something that it's like, I'm not really expecting a return from this. I just want to like do something that maybe is a little overboard, or a little bit like maybe somebody else is like, dude, that's friggin' overkill. But I just feel like you're doing something either out of the kindness of your heart, or I don't know, doing something with like the best intention. That's what it feels like. So, all right. With this Death card, you guys have the Seven of Pentacles here, and this is with this Wisdom card here, okay? So there's definitely something that like you know something here, and maybe that's the challenge, is maybe knowing too much, okay? I wonder if you're like, I know this, or I want to show this thing, I'm like bursting at the seams, I want to reveal this thing. Maybe you kind of have to wait for like a specific time or whatever it is, okay? That might be part of it. So Death card and the Seven of Pentacles, I wonder if there's a challenge in possibly the time that it takes to like transition through something, that kind of stuff. You might be wondering like, is there a faster way to do this, or like, should I is this even worth it in some sense, that kind of stuff, okay? That certainly could be. I also wonder if you're feeling like something has to be like picture perfect for it to like be true, or something like that. I almost want to say like a Hollywood version of what something is supposed to be, that might be presenting as a challenge. Maybe you've like witnessed that in the past or whatever it is. Maybe you have this idea of like, oh, it's supposed to be this way, that kind of stuff. Hollywood is always going to make something a lot more cool looking than, real life. All right. So, I think that there might be something in that. All right. That kind of stuff. I also do understand maybe having to be kind of patient with something. All right. Having to be kind of patient for something for you to be able to see the results of something that, again, is either transitioning or in like some in between, like isn't open, isn't closed, something like that. Okay, like a middle type of energy there. That could certainly be it. All right, but it feels like, again, it's either like wanting to inform somebody of something, or maybe somebody has informed you of something, and you might be like, you know what, there's actually more to the story, or something. Okay, but again, I do understand like, having good intention with whatever this is. So you have the reverse King of Swords, and this is showing up as what the action to take, or that's showing up the action to take. I don't think that this should be over calculated or maybe even calculated at all. Okay, with this Six of Pentacles in your environment, maybe this is like, we don't need to keep score about this thing. We don't need to like make sure everything is like calculated or balanced, like perfectly even, that kind of stuff. That's kind of what I'm understanding. Maybe understanding of like a give and take, that kind of stuff. Also, there might be something here that maybe too much information is too much information. Okay, overhearing something or extra information, or having something be like a distractor of some sort, that sometimes can just be just that, a distractor, that kind of thing. All right, so it's almost like not taking something as like, I guess what I want to say, maybe like not believing everything that you hear or say, or well, not say, but hear or maybe say, but what I'm trying to say, something like that. I hope that is, that's making sense. So you have the Three of Wands, and that is what this reverse King of Swords will bring in here. So I feel like this is an expansion of some sort of plan, maybe even like being granted like more patience with something, okay? That kind of stuff, but it does feel like that is bringing in some type of expansion, that kind of stuff. Maybe even like setting your goal even higher than you thought it was going to be, or setting your goal higher than what you had set it before. I don't know, something like that. Okay, that could be part of whatever this like maybe like not taking a completely like logical route is, or at the very least understanding that you don't have to know every single thing going into something, that kind of stuff. And maybe it's because, hey, things are going to kind of progress, change along the way, that kind of stuff. All right, that might be something here. Okay, so I want to say like leave wiggle room, or leave wiggle room. I don't know. I'm going to say that. So, all right, you have the Chariot card, and this is showing up as what to avoid. So I think that this is maybe avoid, like, again, trying to really like be in control of some situation. I don't mean like throw caution to the wind and go like, haywire. That's not what I'm saying. But I do mean to say like not being overly calculated or overly like not manipulative, but like feeling like you have to, feeling like you're playing chess, like I have to know 10 moves in advance. Unless, of course, you are playing chess, then obviously, that's, then you should probably know a couple steps in advance, that kind of stuff, okay? So yes, I think that this is like, avoid trying to like overly control a situation, or trying to like even keep yourself like so much in the middle that like you might be missing something, or I don't know, something like that, okay? I also understand avoid like expecting maybe like somebody else to progress at the same level. I almost feel like this is like avoid like waiting for something to progress in some sense, okay? I do think that there's like patience involved here, something. So, all right. Okay, so let's see. I also want to say maybe avoiding having something be like a black and white situation, being like it has to be this or it has to be that. So I know it's kind of a weird interpretation of that, but that's what I'm getting. So, all right, you guys have the reverse Ten of Pentacles, and you have it with the Star card here. So this is also showing up with this psychic strength energy. So yes, I do feel like whatever's going on, your opportunity, it feels like there was a financial hit in the past, that kind of stuff, certainly could be. But what I really understand is there was something given, like passed down to you from your family, or there's something like genetically based or in your family, that kind of stuff, okay? For some of you guys, maybe this is like psychic gifts that have been passed. I mean, that's definitely, or if you ask me, that's genetic. That's something that you get. It's usually in your bloodline somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. Okay. So I do understand part of that. It might be that your opportunity is to maybe learn something about somebody, like a relative of some sort, that kind of stuff. But also, like, again, I want to say psychic protection. You know, not backing down from something, like kind of believing in yourself and using the power of, like, again, just knowing that you're protected in some sense. I want to say you might be dealing with a Sagittarius. It's come out in like literally every single reading this week. It's so interesting. So it feels like now your opportunity is to, I want to say, like, heal yourself, or to feel way more like either confident or capable or willing, you know, to do something here, or to, you know, feel more of like a connection, that kind of stuff, like feeling like all of the energy, but like the energy that you want to feel, okay? That kind of stuff. Like maybe healing, like, I want to say healing bloodlines, healing generational trauma. There's something, you know what I'm saying? There's something there. Past lives, all of that I'm getting. All right. So for the action to take here, you guys have the Tower card. I think this is to reveal something when it's the right time, okay? Because I think you're a little excited to either say something or convey something, that kind of thing. But I feel like it's like, hey, we have to kind of like wait for something to like transition, or to, you know, be accepted one way or another, that kind of thing. So definitely, I feel like this is like shocking somebody, all right? That kind of stuff. Maybe even using your power in a way that it's like, I want to say like stopping somebody else. Maybe it's like, nope, I'm stopping you because like I'm like a fortress of some sort. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Friggin' cool. So, all right, this Tower card seems to be bringing in this Knight of Wands energy. So this is like off to the races, man. Lots of movement, maybe something really being shaken up. Sometimes we need like a good old fashioned like awakening. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. I don't really know if this is an awakening for you, Pisces. I think it's an awakening for somebody else, okay? So that's really what I'm feeling here. Maybe a Taurus person, okay? All right. So let's see. So you have the Four of Wands, and this is showing up as what to avoid. So I think this is avoiding, you know what I want to say with this? Avoid only focusing on like the big benchmark or the big, you know, whatever it is, but more so celebrating like every little step along the way, that kind of stuff, you know, that type of situation. And there is something about celebrating something or wishing for something, that kind of stuff, okay? That's what I want to say. But it also comes with like taking action on something, or having, I don't know, having like your intention being very like clear, or, you know, something about that. All right. So I wonder if this is like avoid maybe feeling like something is done and over, that kind of stuff, you know, avoiding that type of energy. But I really understand like a celebration of some sort, or having something like it's like finished. It's something to be like celebrated for. And I really understand something about having like a wish come true or wish granted, something like that. That was a really quick reading, sorry. So, all right, that's what I have for you guys, Pisces. I hope this reading was helpful and made sense, all that kind of stuff. If not, you can check your other placements, and I'll see you guys back for your next one. Thank you. Bye.